Woohoo!
Previously on Sailing Adrift, we celebrated Easter Sunday with an isolated egg hunt at home. The boys made out like bandits with the amount of candy scattered throughout the yard. And then we regrouped and really got after it, building more blocks and grinding away.
Aw, nuts. Hey, it's the powder stuff that we know and love.
Oh, this is different.
Oh.
These are microspheres, which make sending easy. So I know when I flip that sucker over and get ready to finish it off, there's going to be some gaps. Little cracks at the joints and things like that. So what I am going to do to make those as invisible as possible is take some sawdust, get out all the little fine bits with a kitchen strainer to get that, the finest of the fine. I mean, you could make a really gross dry cake with that if you wanted to. It's so fine. Epoxy does not stain, but exterior grade wood glue does. See that? Waterproof exterior. Superior strength. Where does it say? Stainable. It says paintable, it doesn't say stainable on there. Well, the glue itself might not be stainable, but these little bits of wood that will be suspended in it will. And it's already got kind of a tan woody color in the first place. So I'm hoping that this works out as a solid choice. Now, it doesn't say stainable on the label anywhere, so I'm going to do a little homework to make sure I'm right here. So it turns out the Tight Bond is not stainable, but Elmer's makes a product that is. And luckily, I have to swing by Home Depot for work this morning anyway, so I will check it out while I'm there. But I've also been craving a breakfast burrito for days, so I'm going to snag one of those on the way. It seems someone has discovered my hidden gem of Rigoberto's burritos. They make the best breakfast burrito I've ever had. Super delicious. I think the key is they put the bacon in the fryer and they use these weird thick potatoes. They're so delicious. Woohoo! The depot. There's a dog driving a car. Or it would appear they don't have it. This will do. Interior, exterior. Perfect. All right, you ready to go see it?
I'm ready.
After you.
Here.
No, don't do laundry. This place is so cluttered.
Yeah. Oh, wow. These look great.
Hey, thanks. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. They don't look like 70s furniture or particle board furniture. Now I just have to let them dry for 2 days and then put the top coat on.
It looks very professional.
Thanks.
It's going to look great with shipwreck blue.
Shipwreck blue and briar smoke. We're totally going to die. We have smoke and shipwreck.
In order to keep moving forward, we're going to have to stick a pin in this for now.
Before we can put the back wall in the bathroom, I've got to deal with this. These guys. They are two vents that will have stainless steel cowls over them to just allow some airflow into the boat. One of them is going to exhaust the engine room and the other one is going to supply it with fresh air. I've already got the pieces that will go in these spots, but the problem lies back behind. It's like 1.5 inches deep, and the diameter on those holes is 3 inches. So you can't just have some sort of piping, take a 90 and go down into the engine room. We've got to come up with a different solution. Here's what it looks like from the inside. You got the 2 holes and then this really narrow passage here that it's about 2 3/4 inches at the very bottom, and it goes all the way up into nothing at the top, I believe. It's hard to see up there. But my plan is to build a plywood spacer that I can seal with thickened epoxy around the edge of these, put a baffle between the two, and then put 2 3-inch ports on the bottom. Then I can attach a pipe to those 3-inch ports and send them down into the engine room. Right along here, a couple of holes through there, and boom, we're in the engine room. Then we'll route one to suck hot air from the top of the room, and the other will passively suck cooler air from outside under the engine over there. I've got the same setup on the other side, but that won't be used for the engine room. Those will be used for the ventilation for the rest of the boat. Let's go build.
It's Saturday morning. Right, Keeps? Got my coffee? Let's go see what Chris is up to. Hi.
Hi. Found some cool to show you.
Some cool what? Say stuff.
I don't need to say stuff.
I'll have to bleep you out later.
I didn't realize you were filming me, man.
I'm always filming you. That's how I know what you're doing behind my back.
That makes no sense at all.
So here's just a quick drawing of what we're planning on doing. These will be the vertical lines that will kind of go up the top, and here's a side view of it. So the holes would be, the existing holes would be here, up in that thing, and here they would exist right here. 1 and 2, just like that. So then we'd have ports on the bottom that we can just hook a pipe to. So these are almost like little chambers for air exchange. From the top, you'd have this piece that goes across the top, and then you'd have the 2 holes. But I want to move them as close to the center as I can. Obviously, they don't have to line up with the holes that are existing because this whole box acts as an air exchange. So we'll put them nice and tight together so that when we run them through the boat, we're taking up as little space as we possibly can. I'm going to go get the dimensions on these, and then we're just going to knock them out real quick, screw them together, and use some thickened epoxy to make all the joints. I think that should make them plenty strong. So we're going to go knock those out real quick, install them, and let them cure, and then we'll be ready to put up the wall in the bathroom. And that'll be important because you don't want your shower water to fly into the engine room. That's a bad design choice. Right, Owen?
What?
What?
Hey, Dad, look, this is my boat.
That's a nice little boat, son.
I don't have very many materials.
You really could just come out to the boat and build a real boat if you want.
But that takes so much more long, and you don't get money for breaking your boat.
Oh, sweet. Whatever.
Oh, frick. I wasn't looking.
Frick. We just need a nice seal. We need these to all get glued together, and then we can put them in place and then run some thickened epoxy around the perimeter and seal it up nice and tight. Then we will drill some holes in these little spaces to accommodate the pipes that we're going to seal in place. We should be good to go. Nice little baffles.
Today is Sunday, and it is a lovely, gorgeous, beautiful day outside. So I'm going to get after it, get out there, do some boat projects. Chris is already out there. Yesterday, we ended up coming up with a pretty great electrical layout, and I worked on some videos. Today should be a good day to knock some projects out. I have a small task list ahead of me. I think I need to take some tape off of up on top of the deck. So I'm gonna get after that now. And Would you guys like to see our electrical layout? It's pretty cool. Let me show you. In chapter 5, I showed you kind of the BIM boat, building information modeling. I know sometimes it seems like we jump around a lot from project to project, but I can assure you, it's because we have to in order to keep moving forward. Much like building a house, there's a lot of elements that need to come together to form a functional and sound space. Our project is really no different. We try to maximize our time by planning ahead. We're taking on the plumbing and electrical as part of this refit, and this kind of planning directly affects the build-out. The key word here is planning. We can only account for so much, and we know that things will come up along the way that may adjust our plans. Fingers crossed, all of our planning and research pays off. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So it should be a pretty full Sunday. You ready, dog? We gonna go? We gonna go do boat stuff? You ready? Sort of. So there's a small list of things that I need for boat projects. Definitely headphones and my coffee, which I have already lost. Look at that. I made a full recovery. Keeps, would you get the door, please? What are you working on?
I thought I would go inside and watch Star Trek.
Oh, that's
The
weird.
Next Generation.
I pegged you for more of a Star Wars dude.
No.
You're tricky.
I wouldn't put myself as either.
What are you up to?
I am working on the aft cabin stuff. So I've got that corner cabinet that's basically just roughed in. And I want to make sure that it's going to fit, but I don't want to do something stupid and boneheaded where I cut too much and then we have an ugly gap to try to correct. So I'm being very scientific about it. And because of that, I needed to cut the walls, the wall cabinets. And with that, I need to cut squares in them so we can have cabinet doors on them. So that's what I'm working on. You're doing something that's much more important.
Okay.
That's what I tell you anyway, because all you're doing is scraping goo off things.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna get after it. Okay, with all the effort I spent making this, I am extremely nervous. I just cut what I think is the proper shape for it, and it does not fill me with hope. I'm gonna go try to dry fit it on the boat right now and see how it looks. Hopefully it just tucks in there really nice, but it would really suck to have spent all this time only to ruin it now. Just nothing with boats is square, so it's really like, does not instill a sense of confidence. This is literally the first time I've tried to dry fit this, so you will be experiencing with this, with me live, how well it fits. If nothing else, I can use it as a shield with a big hole in it. It'd be kind of an ineffective shield. Let's see how it does. Here, it's relatively flat, so I'm not too terribly worried about that. It would just really suck to make a cut without first checking. So we're gonna have to give a nice arc across here and see if that makes it fit a little better, because obviously that's not quite snug in the corner. But the contour looks good. And I think we're headed in the right direction. It's just gonna be a matter of fitting it at the top and the bottom. Obviously the top is much more important than the bottom. Well, this is a good spot to be today. It is gorgeous outside in the junkyard that we call home. So my project right now is to rip up all the tape from when Chris installed the hardware at the front of the boat and make that look pretty again. Brush up these silver pieces, make them look pristine. I'm gonna get after that and I'll give you a good before and after, because that's exciting. Right now, this is what the boat looks like. This is how those pieces look. They are securely embedded, but they look pretty gross. So I'm going to rip the tape off and clean all this goo off. This is the majority of the work right here, but I do have a few pieces towards the aft part of the boat. That diesel hole there and 2 plates, 1 on each side. Chris has a cabinet project he's working on, and it's going along really well. I'm very, very happy with his craftsmanship. I think it turned out quite awesome, actually. So I'm gonna get after this and I will check in with you phase 2. What have you been up to?
That?
Oh, you just throwing pieces of tape on the ground?
Yeah. got all this stuff off. I was gonna clean it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
I like your little workbench here with your coffee on it.
Thanks.
You're a problem solver.
I need some tape.
Okay.
Just wanted to give you a quick update on how this is going since I'm an hour in. I've been kind of pulled from this job to a different job, but as you can see, this one is the one I'm working on now. It's coming along pretty well, and I got the cleat there pretty much done. Progress is going well. Chris has been slaving away all day on
It's been
this.
a productive day.
Yes.
Making up for yesterday.
Slaving away on this cabinet.
I haven't tested it since I shaped the top and bottom.
It is quite shapely. All sorts of shapes missing.
Makes two of you.
Ready?
Just about. Hold on. It's go time. It's like my Captain America shield.
It doesn't look like a very effective shield.
What are you talking about?
There's holes in it.
That's how I hold it. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
One thing I didn't do is make my side flanges large enough.
Oh.
You can tell because there's going to be gaps here and a little one over here. Looks like I need to take a little bit more off the top.
So out of the 3 projects that I had on my list for today, I got 1 done. And it was supposed to be the easy one. So it took me the better part of today. I did do some other stuff around here. I definitely cleaned up the boat quite a bit, which makes getting around a lot easier, and it's just good. It just feels better when things are clean, right?
Clean and clear and under control. It's a feeling of clean like nothing else.
Anyway, let me show you what I did. So all that blue tape that was here is now cleaned up. Got all that goo off the cleats, the windlass, this hatch here, and the anchor roller. And that one little stanchion had some goo on it too, so I got that off. All in all, I think it looks pretty good. I also cleaned up the boat, got rid of some tarps, added some cups, you know.
If you want some love, just let me know.
I thought maybe at some point we could eat lunch up here, or do stuff up here, or not just work up here.